Hey everybody, today I thought I would make a turkey and show you how I'm going to make my Thanksgiving turkey. And for Thanksgiving we're going to have like a 20-pound turkey, and I just bought a 10-pound turkey to do this video. And I got the turkey at Aldi's, and it's a butterball, and it was 87 cents a pound, which I don't think is bad for butterball. I know you can get turkeys which are really good for like 30 cents a pound around here at a little bit closer to Thanksgiving, but there were no sales, and I wanted to go ahead and do this. So let me explain my thoughts behind what I'm going to do with this turkey. I wanted a deep fried turkey. I had one several years ago. My daughter and her husband made one, and that was so good. But everywhere that does them around here charges an arm and a leg, and I am honestly just too cheap to pay the prices that they ask. So I thought I would make up my own deep fried turkey recipe. And I think it's going to work, but we'll find out. So I'm going to bring it on over here. And Tom has been cleaned and washed out and everything. I was going to save the paper and show you, or the wrappings, but it got all wet, and you know what that looks like. So anyway, you want to make sure that you have him good and dry, because he's going to be going in some oil. And so just getting inside and out. And I'm not going to stuff him, though I'll probably regret it, because I love stuffing in a turkey. Then I don't know how you do your wings, but I do my wings like he's on vacation and he's laying out in the sun, and you just push his wing up behind his back, and there you have it. So now I'm going to take my roasting pan, and this is a pretty big roasting pan. And I touched that. Let me wash my hands. What I'm going to do is put both of my burners on, because it reaches pretty much both of them, and you don't have a good angle there. So you ought to, that one should be coming on too. It is, if you can see. It's just barely turning red. Anyway, I'm putting my roasting pan on there, and then I'm going to put oil till it's about, I want to say, an inch high. And we want this oil to heat. And that's where you need to make sure that your turkey is dry. And if not, you're going to have a lot of splattering. I'm going to get it under here a little bit. Well, so I don't want to get this too high, but I want to get it where I'm going to ease the turkey down in there, and I want it to start frying at a low fry. And after a while, I'm going to turn him on his side, then his other side, and then the breast. And the whole turkey will not get the frying done to the skin and all, but it will be, I think it will be good still. But after I fry it until the skin's kind of golden on each side, then I'm going to put it in the oven and let it finish. And this still has a little bit of way to go. So while that's heating up just a little bit more, I had a few tips for you about making your turkey. And you should get 1 to 1.5 pounds of turkey per guest or per person. And you should cook your turkey 13 minutes per pound. It's starting to make some noise. I need to cut it down. And I cut it right above medium. I'll come back and finish that list. I think with his arms like that, there. Anyway, you can hear him frying a little bit, but it doesn't seem like he's down in there good. Now he is. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. And I'll keep working with the heat to get what temperature. This sounds pretty good right here. And I'm just going to let it cook for a while until I think the skin has gotten golden. And then I'll come back and turn it on its side and let y'all watch me do that. And we'll just keep doing that until it's time to stick it in the oven. So I will be back in just a moment. So it's time to turn the turkey. So we will go ahead and do that. I want to do it as, that's my doorknob. I want to do it as quickly as possible because I don't want this sitting on the heat with nothing in it. So what I'm going to use is 2 kind of rubbery hand mitts to turn it. I hope you can see well, it looks like it could have gone some more on its back. I'll put it on its back again in a little bit. But now we're going for the side, and I know now to let it go longer. And you can see it's starting to brown just a little bit, but I'm experimenting, so I didn't know how long to leave that. And so I'll leave it longer, and I'll go back and do the back again. But I'm going to go ahead. I won't bring you back every time, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it several times to get what I can of the turkey what's the word I'm looking for? Fried. Deep fried, except it's not deep fried, shallow fried. And when I get ready to stick it in the oven, I'll bring you back and show you what I'm going to do then. So I'll see you back in a minute. I have finished with the deep frying part of doing the turkey, and so I will show you. This is what it looks like, basically all the way around it. There are some spots that it kind of peeled away when I turned it, and some spots are better than others as far as being brown, but it really, for me, I'm very happy the way this turned out. And in the oven, when we finish baking it, it's gonna get nice and brown too, especially with the residue of the oil on it and stuff. It's gonna really look good. And speaking of the oil, I want to show you, this is the oil that it cooked in. You know, it was just fresh out of the bottle oil. And this is the turkey grease that it made. And what I'm going to do with that is make turkey gravy. And I probably will not use all that oil, because that would make a huge amount of gravy. But my kids love my turkey gravy. I got the recipe from my dad, and so I'll probably make a big batch. It's real simple to make, and I will show you how I do it. But I went ahead and as you see, poured the oil off of the turkey and got it sitting in the pan. These burners are still a little bit hot. So now I'm going to go ahead and just prepare it to put it in the oven. And I would say that this is cooked at least a third of the way. So when I'm figuring how much to cook it, I'm going to take off about a third. And this was about 10 to 11 pound turkey, and you cook it 15 minutes a pound. So let's say 10 pounds, because I'm not that great at ciphering. But 10 pounds at 15 minutes would be an hour and 50 minutes. I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but I'm going to cook it at least a couple hours when I get finished talking to y'all. For now, I'll figure it up. So what I want to do is prepare this for the oven, and I want to do it very simply. And I'm going to just put some salt, just sprinkle salt over it. Not too much, but just what you think would work. And a little pepper. Once again, not too much, especially, well, I started to say especially for the pepper, but it wouldn't be good with too much salt either. And then basil. I always love basil on my turkey when I cook it. So I'm going to put some basil on it. I have about a tablespoon in my hand, but you need to go by what size turkey you're using, and if you like basil, if you don't, you know, it's just all up to you. Whatever you put on anything you cook, you do not have to go by the recipe. The best recipe is your family. And I believe I'm going to put some of this back because it is. So I'm sorry about that. I got a phone call. I thought I had that fixed so I wouldn't be interrupted. But here is the turkey. We're going to cover it and stick it in the oven for about 2 pounds. It's 15 minutes a pound. And that lid doesn't want to go all the way down on it. I'm going to put some aluminum foil and then this, and when we come back, our turkey will be ready. Okay, y'all, the turkey's ready, and I think it turned out beautifully. And let me put the camera down just a little bit so that you can see. Nice and brown and crispy, and I am very proud of how it turned out, and I'll taste it in just a minute. But I wanted to go ahead, you only got half my head. I wanted to go ahead and make the gravy. There's really nothing to it, no secret to it or anything. It's just how my dad did, or how he made it, and I remembered throughout the years how he did it, even though I was just a kid when he made it. And my family loves it, so I'll be happy to share that with y'all. So we will just get started on that. So here is the pot that I cooked the turkey in, and I have another little pot here. And this is what was in the pot after, or the roaster, after I cooked the turkey, not deep frying it. So I put that in there. I'm also going to get a little of this turkey and put in here. And what I always do is, normally I do not cook my turkey with that thing that lifts it out. I cook my turkey directly on the bottom of the pan. So when it's done, you have all these little pieces and bits of skin and this and that and the other. And I take a, I call it a flipper, and I scrape and get all that off, and I put it in here, and it makes it so good. But since I didn't cook it that way this time, I'm going to get some of the skin, say from the arm here, or the wing. I guess turkeys have wings, not arms. Just little places that you can get some of the skin, and it is still hot. I just pulled it out of the oven. And I'm going to get to that list I started telling y'all. I just, and I'm going to tell you more about things I did to this. Just that phone call I got earlier kind of got me scatterbrained, which does not take much to get me scatterbrained. I'm just putting in a little turkey and a little skin. And you do not have to do this part, I just think it makes it better if you do. So I won't fool around with putting too much of it in. Anyway, that's all I'll put. But if you put, you know, maybe a little more, it would make it really good. So let me lay this over here and rinse my hands. We'll get started on the gravy. So far we have a little bit of skin and drippings from our pan. I'm going to turn the heat on high. Then I'm going to take some of this really beautiful turkey drippings and oil, and I'm going to put some in our pot. And I'm going to let that come to a boil. And I know I have too much stuff up here, but today I can't help it. There's where my measuring cup got to. So get your, well, I'll pick that up in a few minutes and wash it. So let this get hot. It shouldn't take but a minute. And while that's getting hot, I'm going to get some water. And it's about to come to a boil. And this gravy is rich and just really good. So now I'm going to put some flour. Usually the rule is put the same amount of flour as you have oil, but I'm not going to in this case, or we would have enough gravy to feed an army. Might have turned it down too low. So you just stir this. And you see it's gotten thick. And you just stir it for a moment, and you can probably see how rich it looks. And those pan drippings are very important for a really good gravy. So now, I'm going to turn that back down a little bit. I'm just going to add the water. Usually I like milk gravy for breakfast gravy, or to go on chicken, like chicken fried steak or something like that. But for this turkey gravy, it needs water. And you just keep adding the water until you get the consistency that you want. Doesn't take but just a few minutes to make it. And you'll have really good gravy. Now, I like to let the person put salt and pepper on this on their plate rather than in the food, because you know you probably salted your turkey and maybe peppered it, and so it's hard to judge what each person would like as far as how salty they want it. So I just like to let them salt and pepper it on their plate. And that looks like a very good consistency. I'm going to cut it off. And that is it. So Randy was going to taste this for me. And I will find him in just a second. But I wanted to say, I believe it was the last video I did. At the very end, it went into slow motion, and what happened was when I stepped back to let Randy come up, I hit the light that's right here, and it hit the camera, and that made it hit the slow motion button, apparently. Okay. And that's what happened. So anyway, let me tell you a little. See, I keep hitting it. I cooked the turkey for about 2 hours on 350. The last 20 minutes I uncovered it. I didn't baste it at all. And that is really all I can think of that you might need to know. I want to go over this list I found that I thought might be helpful. You cook 13 minutes per pound unstuffed and 15 minutes per pound stuffed. You do 1 to 1.5 pounds of turkey per person. You preheat your oven to 450. Then you drop your temperature down to 350 after you put your turkey in the oven. When you check for doneness and you stick the thermometer in, stick it in the thickest part of the thigh, and that should be 165 degrees. After you take your turkey out of the oven, let it rest for 15 minutes and it will carve really good for you. So that is all I can think of, and I cannot find my husband. He apparently has run away from home, so I guess what I'm gonna do is taste it myself. I apologize, I am really out of breath today, and I do apologize for that. Now I've laid my knife somewhere. I'm gonna have to get a fork and a knife. I'll be right back. And you might possibly see me sweating. Our heat pump went out about almost a week ago, and we haven't gotten it fixed yet. It is miserably hot in here. It's over 80, and for us, that is really hot. So that'll be all the complaining I do today. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece of the breast. with that beautiful skin on it. It's really tender. And then I'm going to put a little gravy on it. I'm going to make some mashed potatoes in a little bit, but I just want to go ahead and get this there. It is with the gravy. Very moist, I can tell by sticking my fork in it. Okay, I'm going to taste it. That is so good. And you can tell that the turkey is not completely baked, or that something has been done. I will gladly do the extra steps to deep fry it again, because I'm very proud of how it turned out. So this is an option for you on Thanksgiving, how to fix your turkey. And I hope it helped, and I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.